back. Hey guys, EDDBUD, and I'm back with some more running news for you today. First bit of news is that Mrs. EDDBUD and Fergus are doing okay. They're finally back from hospital and just chilling out. Everybody's relaxing, being very calm. There's a lot of sleeping going on, a lot of drinking of milk. All is good. I want to say thanks to all of you for your fantastic messages of support. It really does mean a lot to us. Thank you all. Let's get to the running news. Story number 1. So staying on that sort of kids maternity sort of vibe, I was very pleased to see that Nike have launched the very first dedicated line of maternity wear. As a new dad, it's very heartening to see Nike taking that sort of stance. First dedicated collection of clothing for pregnant women and post-pregnancy as well. They put together lots of analytics and data, you know, that's what everybody does these days. That included scans actually of pregnant and non-pregnant women, so I think they're looking at the female form in perhaps a way they haven't looked at it before, which I think is a really good idea. Making some clothes that actually fit real women. Think about that. They need to scan me, I'll tell you, to make men's clothes for very tall blokes that don't really have a waist. It's like sort of bean sticks. It's pretty tough to find stuff that fits me, I tell you. But, and again, I'm not a pregnant woman, I'm a man that likes shoes. So by the looks of things, Nike are looking to improve the fit and feel of the materials used in a new collection. Nice to see this improvement from a company that's taken a bit of a battering over the last few years, certainly, in terms of the way perhaps that they've been treating women. Nice to see that they're really putting the importance of generating new life right at the top. Growing new life's pretty special. Actually, some very positive messages in part of that Nike press release about kind of being proud of your body, being forgiving to yourself, so letting yourself regenerate, and some really good positive stuff in there for everybody, not just pregnant women. So the collection features 4 different pieces. It's almost like a sort of kit from what I can see. There's a pullover, a bra, a tank top, and also some leggings which are aimed at pregnancy and then post-pregnancy as well. These launch on September the 17th over in the US, Europe, and I believe in Africa. Not sure when they're releasing anywhere else, but some important news nonetheless. I did see that the female viewer base of the channel is really going up, and that was something that's really important to me, to appeal to everybody if I can. Story 2, new shoes. So there's new shoes coming out from Brooks and from New Balance in the very near future, and that warms my cockles. So 2 new super shoes that everybody's been waiting for some time. Brooks officially launched their Hyperion Elite 2. So there's a lot of controversy about that shoe when it first came out, the Elite. It had this quite firm midsole material and it was a bit of a letdown. People weren't really digging it. I don't think Brooks read the memo about the fact that you can't just put a carbon plate into anything and makes it good. Otherwise, you know, we could just buy some slippers and insert a carbon plate and we'd be challenging old Kip and Bekele and all those cats. I've got to be honest, I'm a little bit put off by the Hyperion Elite 2. £210 is a large amount of money when it's using the same DNA flash material that you find in the Hyperion Tempo, but they've just put a carbon plate into it. There's a number of sizes of that shoe still available over on the Brooks website. I haven't seen it launched anywhere else yet on the typical retail sites, but I'm sure it will very soon. Brooks quote only a 215 gram weight for the typical size UK 8.5, I think it is. So there's a nice old wodge of that DNA flash material in the midsole. I found that one firmer, a little more responsive, but I enjoyed it. I think it was the nitrogen. This is complete with rapid roll technology. I've been eating Swiss rolls recently and they tasted good. More importantly, they say this shoe will last somewhere between 300 and 600 kilometers. That's a lot of kilometers when you think about it. It's a lot more than the 50 to 100 miles that they said you'd get out of the Hyperion Elite original version, so your quid's in, guys. So New Balance launched pre-orders for the Fuelcell RC. I think that's called the Elite as well, Fuelcell RC Elite. Is that right, Beast? Yeah, I got it, first time. This one's only 210 grams, so about 7.2 ounces for that hallowed UK 8.5. It features a fuel cell midsole, but apparently there's a greater energy return from this one. I don't know whether it's different, who knows. With New Balance, as you know, it's a bit of a mystery. Sometimes even they don't know what's in their midsoles. The $225 price is actually quite a bit lower than I expected, so thanks New Balance. I'm digging that price tag. Could be on par there in terms of the Next Percent or the Saucony Endorphin Pro. In terms of weight, snappiness, we'll just have to wait and find out. I just hope it's kind of close to the Rebel. I really love the Fuel Cell Rebel. That was my kind of shoe. It was a rebel with a cause. The Rebel always seemed to get the best out of me in terms of performance, so really keen to test out the Fuel Cell RC Elite. Story 3. Obviously the mass participation event for the London Marathon was knocked on the head a little while back. People are a bit sad, but we've still got the Elite race to look forward to, so I'm counting the days on that one. I'm going to get the popcorn, maybe some Swiss rolls. I might even have a nice cold glass of milk. But at least all those runners have still got a virtual event they can take part in while the elite runners are running. But obviously, wherever they are, maybe around the block, they could run to the shops several times, or they could wait to do a run when it's really dark, like I've done today. Apparently 45,000 people have signed up to do the virtual event, which is awesome. The event's called the 40th Race, Your Way. So that now sold out virtual event will feature runners from 81 different countries. I'm not going to read all those countries out because I don't know them all. But you'll be able to use a special app that they've developed while you're doing your run. I'm not sure what that app is going to do, where it provides you with some sort of crowd or impetus to continue. Perhaps it'll give you some stats or something, or sounds that you would hear if you were running the London Marathon, like Big Ben, maybe some market sounds, 3 for £1, that sort of thing. Or perhaps thousands of outsoles hitting the concrete at the same time. That might make you feel a little bit sick though, so maybe that isn't something they've included. Developers, if you're listening to me, don't put that in the app because I don't think that's a good idea. I think it's a really big boost for those charities that really rely on marathon events like this to help them raise money so they can keep going. It's been testing times for those charities over the last few months. I can imagine a lot of high street charity shops have closed. So a real boost for them and some positive news for a change. That's what we want, positive news. Story 4. Positive news, Asics are going to release the Dinoblast. Now, this shoe I'm very, very excited to try out because it fuses two things together that I love a great deal, and that's the Flight Foam Blast midsole and also the name of my favourite Autobots, the Dinobots. That's not really what it is, I just think it looks like quite an interesting shoe and probably be quite cushioned under 13. Run quite fast in it maybe. Certainly looks like a lighter and faster version of the Nova Blast that we saw earlier in the year. Almost forgot what the name of that shoe was then for a second. It seems like such a long time ago, but it wasn't. Midsole and outsole there, very reminiscent of the Nova Blast, it has to be said. We've got a 12mm drop here, so it's going to be Eddie the Eagle Edwards ski jump style drop. They quote a 249 gram weight. Seems like a more refined upper there. I just had too much upper on the Nova Blast. They're just far too generous with the upper material. Asics, I know you're all about economy, trying to save the planet, ecology. Just limit that upper back a little bit and you'll save some cash in terms of shipping and also better fit. It was either that or, you know, wearing the socks that Charlotte's grandma made for me, which are quite thick and not particularly comfortable running socks. So I'm hoping for a more fitting toe box, and also I don't want the presence of any of those cheese cutter like laces that we had on the Nova Blast. When Kafuzi and I discussed the Nova Blast earlier this year on our 100-mile review, we did comment that we thought perhaps there'll be a faster, more refined version of the shoe that uses the same midsole material, and we were right. It's almost like we're midsole Nostradamuses or something. I like it. You can see into the future of foam. I'll be keen to grab one of those Dinoblasts when it drops over here in the UK. That's all the running news for you for today. A musical interlude for you. I don't know what it is recently, I've just been listening to Neil Young non-stop almost. The other night I was extremely worn out and decided to put on some Neil Young live shows on YouTube. There's so many of them, there's hundreds of them. Some of his best stuff's over on Farm Aid, where I think he used to actually curate that festival or that sort of evening of music. There's loads to choose from there. This one I believe was just him on his own, around about the time of when Freedom was released, so I think it was probably about 89, and he's viciously playing acoustic guitar. There's a great version of Rockin' in the Free World and also Hey Hey My My. Vicious versions of those tunes on the acoustic guitar. He's just battering the thing. There's a great bit at the end of Rockin' in the Free World where everybody's singing the words for him. It's really, really great. If you like the other side of Neil Young, it's worth checking out his Silver and Gold tour video. He just plays the tracks from that album acoustically. It really is quite beautiful. There's a really nice version of the track he wrote for Philadelphia, the film, which is a beautiful piano-led song. Really touching lyrics in that one too. So depending what mood you're in, if you're in that sort of slightly frustrated mode, go for some of the harder edged acoustic tunes like Rockin' in the Free World. Or if you're feeling like you need to kick back and relax, the Silver and Gold concert video is really, really worth watching. Right, it's about that time for me to mosey off into the sunset and eat some more Swiss rolls. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications of when I launch those new videos. It helps the channel out a huge amount if you give this video a thumbs up like and also share it with your running buddies. My name's Ed Bud, I'm back and I'll be seeing you